Okay, so how many people have just pressed play on this video and then thought, holy God, what is gonna happen here? That is a scary shot, isn't it? So let's say the flag's at the back of the green, which is where it is very, very often. It's not there today. The golf course is closed for a bit of maintenance. So a massive thank you to Greenkeeper Stu for letting me come out and do some videos. So we're gonna say the flag is in its Sunday position. So DP World Tour Championship, Sunday position, out over the ridge on the plateau. What shot are you playing from here? Now, with a down slope, we're going to reduce loft. We're generally going to increase more roll, which, let's be fair, when we look at that shot, that's a pretty scary prospect, isn't it? Knowing the ball is going to continue to roll. Also, as it gets over that hill, if it goes into that hill a little bit too hot, it's going to roll and roll into the agua. What we also need to be looking at here is if I use a 58 degree, I need to fly the ball all the way. So if I fly the ball all the way with a 58 degree, there's a high risk element to this shot because it's a longer swing. And as we know, a longer swing with a scary background like the water here, and all you can hear in your head, all you can hear is a waterfall. So that's all that's going through your mind is water, water, water. So anyone that swings it a little bit longer and decelerates and lets the wrists go first is going to end up in the water as well. So if we're going to hit a 58 degree, we've got to make sure that we've got the confidence to still control the trajectory and the strike and get it stopping on the flat nice and quickly. I was a little bit worried when that went up. We've got a full swing, well not a full swing, but we've got quite a powerful hit to be playing from this scenario. And the way I just did that then is I kept the ball position in the middle of my stance, and one of the things I massively focused on was the position I need to get myself into at impact. I wasn't worried about how to hit the ball, I wasn't worried about the outcome of the shot, I'm thinking about how to hit the ball, making sure that I'm going with the slope. So anytime I've got a slope going to, as a right-handed golfer, down towards my left, I'm changing my angle of body to accommodate the slope. So I'm matching myself up to the slope. I'm going to make sure that my body weight is kind of leaning with the slope, and then I'm going to make sure my weight stays onto this left side. If I move my weight back onto the right foot, I'm going to bring this kind of high area of ground into play, and if I bounce into this ground, I'm going to bounce into the middle of the ball. So making sure the body weight is moving with the slope, always, whether you're hitting a 4-iron or a 2-iron or a 7-iron, whatever it's going to be, you've got to make sure that your body is the same angle as the slope. So now it's technically a straight shot. That's the way you can approach it. It's technically a straight shot when you've set your body to it, but relative to the target, the ball's going to come out much lower in the flight. So set my weight to my left side, got the ball position still in my left, in the middle of my stance. I've not pushed my hands too far forward, because again, I don't want to dig. So I've kept my hands pretty much underneath my sternum, but my sternum has moved a little bit left, back. And again, I love a nice strike, this time landing on the hill and releasing down. The easiest shot to play in this circumstance would be the chip and run, but you've got to make sure that you get it right, just as you tried to get the 58 degree shot correct as well, because now we're going to be landing it short of the hill. I don't want it going over with too much power. I don't want it going over with too much momentum. I don't want it to go into that bunker, the water at the back. Bunker? The water at the back. So this time I'm going to set my stance a lot narrower. I'm going to keep my weight into my left side. I'm actually going to put the ball position further back in my stance on this shot because it's a much shorter swing, and therefore the angle of attack is naturally a lot shallower. I don't have time to get to the middle of my stance. So I'm going to put the ball position on the inside of my big toe, my hands stay on the inside of my left thigh. I'm going to pick a point. So now I've got to start to use some imagination. And the only way you can really gauge imagination when you're chipping and pitching is by doing lots of it. You can't just guess it. No one was born with great short game imagination. It's through hours and hours of practice. So I'm going to try and get in between those two golf balls that I've just hit. So I'm going to be trying to aim to land the ball short of the slope so it trickles up the slope, and then the slope's going to use its momentum on the golf ball, its speed on the golf ball, to get me down to the other two balls. So ball position on my big toe, weight forward, aim left of the balls, comes out lower, maybe a bit hot that one, so the bit of grass got stuck. It's rolling through the gap. It's not a bad finish. It's gone a bit too, it's gone a bit too far. These types of shots, it is better to be safe than sorry and hit the easier swing, but also with the easier swing does become its own issues, its own worries. So you've still got to try and dissect the shot, try and figure out what the slope's going to do, what the break's going to do, and allow from there. And the more you practice these types of shots, the better your imagination gets, the better your feeling gets in terms of how you're trying to manipulate. It's always about manipulating the shot, how you're trying to see it. So guys, it's a very scary shot. I'm sure we're faced with this on a day-to-day, round-to-round basis. So be careful on the club selection that you use, the type of shot you want to hit. And if you're going in low, make sure you read the green, read the contours, get imaginative as much as you possibly can with the type of shot you want to play, because it will make a massive difference in lowering your scores. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this tip. Please do hit that subscribe button as ever, and I'll see you very soon.